Moving forward, we're now going to hear from what Shelley had to say about the Pitchfork article, and we're also going to hear from Gabs. Gabs sent in a letter to ePredators to be read by me today, and it will be her statement when it comes to what she witnessed and what she feels about this Pitchfork article, and it seems like they're not feeling good about it. Here is Shelley August's tweet. Pitchfork tweets, "A woman told police that she believes..." What is this tweet? Dude, get straight to it. "A woman has made a police report and now he is currently under investigation." It's like a messenger. "A woman told police that she just believes," not that she had to turn in evidence of any kind, allegedly, etc. Just she believes. DIPLO distributed NUDE photographs of her without permission. A lawyer, Brian Friedman for DIPLO, says the woman has been orchestrating an ongoing smear campaign against the superstar producer. Superstar producer. And this is just more of the same. Now, Shelley's response. She goes, "A woman told police she believes." I agree. A woman already starting with that is just straight up misogyny. It's like the superstar and the woman. You know what I mean? Like, what the is this? What the hell? No one even knows. Like Azalea Banks said, who knows Diplo's songs? Anyways, she goes, "A woman told police she believes. No, I did not just tell police. It was thoroughly investigated, verified, and submitted to the LA prosecutors. I was also granted a temporary restraining order against him. This headline is odd, but okay." So you're seeing the survivor perspective on what this headline is, kind of the narrative that's kind of going out there. And I have to agree, in my personal opinion, the way that tweet is just a woman told something. You know, they're just saying they believe, no biggie. She had to probably go in there and like show what's going on. And if I remember correctly from my interview with Shelley August on ePredators, I remember her saying that the person who showed her that this happened is going to be a witness for her. There is also allegedly a witness for Shelley when it comes to what happened. Shelley is not necessarily alone. That's the problem I have with these narratives, is I just feel this aloneness when we just already went through Azalea Banks, what she has to say as of recent. Kesha also pulled out of, that show. There was another lawsuit that I guess was mentioned in the Pitchfork article. But, there's been a lot of allegations here. So it's interesting that Shelley's always alone. So Gabs was also on ePredators Daily. I had an interview with her. She showed us screenshots, screen recordings, etc. When she was 15 years old, Diplo reached out to her. He said, "You look like you're 15, and that's because she allegedly, she showed her passport to us. She was 15, and he gave a heart emoji and wanted to hang out with her as well." To be honest with you, Shelley's tweet made more sense to me than an entire article. Like, if she just tweeted that, I'd be like, okay, I get what's going on. All right, so here is Gabs. She says, "Diplo's attempt to broom me as a child a series. As young girls, we are broomed by society to accept and be comfortable with men's advances. We are taught that male kindness and contact should be engaged without a fear of being rude or dismissive." And this is very true. She goes, "As a 15-year-old child, I was no stranger to being rampantly approached by older men. I would always make it my objective to put out my age in hopes it would be a powerful deterrent. Boy, was I so wrong. Diplo made his first point of contact with me in 2016 when I was 15 years old. A few things to note: he saw my profile on my best friend's Instagram and contacted me from there." And this is so sad, Pitchfork. Gabs is having to tell her story without the protection of the lawyers that someone like Pitchfork has. What's the point of hiring these lawyers and spending all of this money if you guys can't even tell like a survivor story with potential evidence here? What's going on? It's kind of a waste of money, in my opinion. Gabs has no protection, and she's going on Twitter and doing it. This tweet might have gotten more views in that article. But sadly, it puts survivors in a very vulnerable position where they don't have this crisis manager, they don't have these lawyers, etc., protecting them. They're going out into the wild, can be sued at any moment. But Pitchfork, this huge corporation that I think is owned by Comcast, billionaires, millionaires, they can even afford a lawsuit, to be quite honest with you. I don't even think a lawsuit would really hurt their pockets. And here is Gabs putting her story on the line here. And this is a shame on Pitchfork because it's going to come out anyways. And now you leave Gabs unprotected. Boo, Pitchfork. Be better. Just do your job. I had my DOB in my bio. I asked for his Snapchat as I was encouraged to do so by my friends who were friends. I didn't know who DIPLO was. I don't like electronic music. It seems like a lot of them don't even know who DIPLO is. DIPLO then adds me on Snapchat. The first thing he did was send me a picture of him in see-through blank, otherwise completely blank. From what I could only deduce was his Los Angeles home. I was a 16-year-old girl, which, by the way, you guys, there is a snapshot screen recording of DIPLO's, DM with Gabs. There is the screen recording screenshot, blue tick, whatever. Okay, our contact remained sporadic until he asked me to hang out with him during his upcoming trip to London where I live, which there is a screen recording of this as well. I want to make it very clear that I declined all of his advances and continue to do so throughout. DIPLO knew where I lived as I naively and stupidly had my geolocation on Snapchat accessible to all. Which, by the way, she did show me a screen recording of DIPLO following her on Snapchat and following her on Instagram. He unfollowed her now, but I have the screen recording of him following Gabs. So a lot of this kind of, checks out. In 2017, not going to give the exact date for privacy reasons, DIPLO was in London. He sends me a Snapchat with his location, a very popular spot and hotel stay among celebrities in London. And then she also has a receipt here. DIPLO then sends 17-year-old me another Snapchat inviting me to his hotel room in the hotel that coincidentally happens to be on my road. I decline. I am purposefully leaving out details that I cannot mention for fear of my safety/legal implications. Why did you not just put Gabs in this story? She's got receipts. What is the point of this? Why were they able to show my open letter on Pitchfork within 48 hours and Gab's story is cut out of here when she has, screen recording, snapshot, etc.? It's not adding up for me personally. I'm very deeply confused. Is everyone else confused? In summer, decided to make a report with the Met Police UK. My experience was awful. Of course, going to the police as a survivor is an awful experience. Dipshit then found out that I had filed with the Met Police UK through Pitchfork. Oh, look at what we have here. The Met Police found out that Pitchfork was obviously snooping around because they're going to need the police report. They might need a statement from obviously the police, which, these things, make sense. But what happens there, and what I've learned actually when it comes to studying other cases, for example, like even the Harvey Weinstein situation, they basically say that the DA, Harvey was paying out and getting things buried. In Ronan Farrow's book. That's a very scary position to put a survivor in because now it's going to trickle down to who's being accused. So this person's going to know what's going on, which is a scary place to be for a survivor because you're wanting to kind of keep it as safe as possible. So Dipshit then found out that I had filed with the Met Police UK through Pitchfork. So put this survivor in potential harm to an article that I was supposed to feature in telling my story. This, to my utter dismay, got pulled. A friend of mine told me Dipshit was in London. He had no shows scheduled. The Met Police UK called me with great urgency, telling me that Dipshit's British lawyers, he's got Brit lawyers now, are breathing down their necks, sending very threatening emails, demanding to know more about the investigation. Now, why on earth would DIPLO have UK lawyers if he stands so strongly as an innocent man? This is a direct admission of guilt. It demonstrates that DIPLO offends so much that he can't even remember the extent that he took things. I am just another number. Seeing and being so enveloped with the inner workings and deep-rooted corruption, it's taught me that these ABUSERS have their escape route figured out from the get-go. They drop as much money as required and with stop at nothing to bury their demonic path of destruction. DIPLO is a blank, 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 and she says he is a danger to society. There is a huge amount of information missing from this post, but this isn't the last time you will hear from me. I have to move with intention and be very careful with what I say. I am not afraid of DIPLO. I am not afraid of his team. But you know who was? Pitchfork. What's going on, guys? All of this is all adding up. I'm not really liking what I see here. So she ends it with a special thank you to Alexa Nikolas and DIPLO's survivors who have strengthened, uplifted, and validated my emotional grievances. I love you all. And she puts hashtag power to survivors, hashtag eat predators. First of all, I just want to say that when I read this, now as a survivor, I'm always thinking about what the other side is like, thinking about. The first thing that I think about is how there's this whole new thing when it comes to conspiracies. When there is more than one reported survivor, the new thing is that it's a conspiracy. If it's one, it is just a liar. She's crazy. He's crazy. They're crazy. I want to just say that survivors inspire, and honestly, predators conspire. You'll notice a lot of these alleged predators hang out with one another. What's with that?